What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. I don't know why I said it like that, I apologise. The team on the screen is the team we're going into FUT Champs game number 2 with. It's a very nice team, Aurier, Renato Sanchez, Bakayoko, etc, etc. We played with the team yesterday. Actually, did I play the Bundesliga team yesterday? I can't remember. But bottom line is, we're into FUT Champs. We're getting in there hard and heavy. In game number 1, I won 3-2 in the 90th minute. And the comment, well, there was a comment on the video yesterday that said, from Sydney, it said, "Lucky win." You right. You very right. However, for every lucky win I get, there's an unlucky loss that I take as well. So although I did get very lucky with the game yesterday, scoring in the 90th minute to win that one, rest assured there are plenty of games that I lose. Look at that. I'm so disappointed in myself, man. I don't know how to handle people that run in straight lines. I really don't. And you'll see it here again. I actually get unlucky here. See, look at that. That's unlucky. I get my body in front, get the tackle. He gets through Musa, scores a goal. Anyway, doesn't make any difference. FUT Champs is back, and interestingly enough, I've set the bar low for myself. I wanted to get something realistic, 20 wins, 20 losses. That was for me going to be something that I'd be happy with. You know, it would be gold 3, potentially gold 2 at 21.19, and gold 2 is actually a really good set of rewards. 45k coins, 2 rare mega packs, and a mega pack or a 50k pack. What are the FIFA 18 FUT Champs rewards? I can't remember exactly what gold 2 is. Sorry, yeah. So yeah, 2 rare mega packs, a rare gold pack, so a 25k pack, and 45k coins. That would be fantastic to have and add into the club. Of course, gold 1 is a great target for many reasons. Gold 1 is 50k coins in the 2 100k packs, which is great. But more importantly, gold 1 is a really, really good threshold for elite 3/2 for the month, and you need 28 wins a week to get elite 1 for the month. So can I get to 28 wins? Maybe, maybe not. You know, we do start off well this weekend league. You could tell by the title. I went 4-2 down, or maybe even 4-1 down in this game. I pulled it back to 4-4, and I felt like that was it for me. I felt like, sweet, I'm going to be getting into extra time in this game, but straight from kickoff, guys. Look at my bad defending. Look at that, I'm running into my own players, I'm switching to one defender and moving him out of position, another defender moving out of position, and it's just bad. It's just bad. I can't wait to really get a whole kind of like 1-2 weeks worth of games under my belt against Dr. Jabba to really up my game and improve myself, because it doesn't matter. I could have had a full icon team at the end there, and I still would have conceded that goal because I was the issue. I was the problem just with horrendous defending. It was an even game. It could have gone either way. Fair play to my opponent. I did have the better of the shots, you know, in like good areas of the box. But generally speaking, you know, I'm not too disheartened to have lost that game, because what I wanted out of this weekend league was to find the issues with my gameplay in FUT Champs, with my team in FUT Champs, or my teams in FUT Champs, and go from there. So it's a learning curve, you know, and I know this year I'm going to get better throughout the year. You know, last Road to Glory, I think we finished on 23 wins for the week in week 1. So if I beat that this year, I've already improved as a player year on year, theoretically. You could argue that, but generally speaking. Next comment, guys, is from Victor K. It says, should I start building a team or wait for player prices to drop? I've raised about 200,000 through the draft in the past 3 days. I'm thinking about waiting for weekend league rewards to drop before I build a team. Player prices should be lower by then. By then, I anticipate having 350k plus. Edit, thanks for all the replies, bros. Going to wait till either Monday or when rewards drop Thursday. Appreciate the input. We'll also be doing some SBCs. Thanks. And that's because the general, like you guys in a chat, were replying to Victor and giving him some advice. And I will say that probably the most reasonable thing to do is to hold on to your coins until Monday when Squad Battles rewards come out, or Thursday when FUT Champs rewards come out, and build then. But what you've got to bear in mind is that this is a year now where we've got some knowledge on how it all works, and that changes everything, and I'll explain why. The reason why it changes everything is, well, because number one, people are now prepared. So if everybody is waiting until Monday or waiting until Thursday because the trend last year was that that's when they went down, everybody waiting is going to only cause them actually to inflate when everybody goes to buy players, right? If you and the people that told you and the 30 people that like the comment and the thousands of people that watch this video all wait till Thursday and you all want, say, Gabriel Jesus, what happens when you all start buying Gabriel Jesus? His price is going to go up. So I would say buy the player when you feel it's a good investment for you and can help you. You know, Gabriel Jesus right now is about 60,000 coins. You've got, you know, over 200,000 coins. You anticipate you have over 350,000 coins. Gabriel Jesus is an interesting one. He's a meta player, 100%. But he's 60,000 coins for an 81 rated. So he's very low rated. He's going to get packed a lot. But the demand for him is so high that his price will slowly come down. I don't think he's going to go from like 60k, then Squad Battles rewards 50k, then FUT Champs rewards 30k. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the trend will be more like 60k, 59k, 58k, and then maybe in like 2 or 3 weeks, 55k or 50k. I think it'll be a much slower decline just because there's not many meta Premier League strikers this year. So unless you use wingers at striker, you know, once you look past Sergio Aguero and you know, the pretty much Sergio Aguero for Premier League strikers. You know, if we actually look at the strikers, as I say, you might want to use wingers in the striker position. When we look at the Premier League strikers, we've got Sergio Aguero, Romelu Lukaku, Alexandre Lacazette, and after that, you are looking at Gabriel Jesus, Jamie Vardy. Like, they are the second tier of players. So it's not going to be a very quick decline in price for someone like Gabriel Jesus. So instead of waiting too long, and it's got to be like cost versus reward, right? So investing 60k in Gabriel Jesus right now might help you so much in squad battles, divisions, and FUT Champs that you make more back because of him than you lose off of his, kind of like declining value. So you have to just make a judgment call, and no one's going to have the right answer. Some people will be right, and some people will be wrong. Some people will think they're going to be right and will be right, and it may be luck, it may be good vision. But quite a lot of people are going to make mistakes because they're being told by one person or another that this is the way to go. I don't necessarily think that you should follow that advice. You should follow what your gut instinct tells you and go with that. That's what I think. That's my opinion. Next comment is from That Guy Sleepy. He says, I don't know how people... I know you don't like people telling you to buy players, but I really recommend that you get Antonio for your EPL team, as he is a really clinical and overpowered striker, which will really help your team for the future. I don't dislike people advising me. You know, I don't dislike people saying, hey, I like this guy, you should maybe give him a shot, have a look at him with this chem style, that chem style, try this formation, that formation. I don't mind if people just want to, like, you know, give me their opinion and their experience. I'm all about that. It's just frustrating when people tell you what to do. I don't think what you did, That Guy Sleepy, is telling me what to do. I think you're just giving me some advice based on your opinion. With that being said, I'm more than content with Jermaine Defoe and Danny Welbeck, who I've also got in the club. I think I'll bring Danny Welbeck on in one of these games. And I'm not going to buy Antonio because... as overpowered as he may be, as good physicality as he's got, he's just too many coins for what you get out of him. So going back to that whole risk versus reward thing, he's not going to score that many more goals that win me that many more games to the point where he's justifiable for the price tag that he is. If you come back down to a reasonable price, 3-4k, I'd consider picking him up. But other than that, not really interested. Dank says, truthfully, I'm seeing and hearing all this talk about the patch ruined FIFA and EA F everything up, but personally the game feels near identical to how it did before pre-patch, except now I don't concede long shots and finesse shots from outside the box every 5 seconds. I like the indicator. Do you guys agree? I think players are more vulnerable to concede post-kickoff, but that's fair. To be fair, that's the same in real life, and also I never get the arrow and penalties, not sure if that's on purpose. So to break this down, first things first, penalty arrow only comes up in seasons, squad battles, and draft. It doesn't exist in FUT Champs or daily knockout tournaments. So that's that. The kickoff issue is something that's been an issue in FIFA for many, many years. Just a different variation. You know, FIFA 11, it was the LBY glitch. You pass it back to your cam using left bumper. Your striker runs through. You do a chip through all over the top. He collects it. He shoots. He scores. That was broken. FIFA 12, you run diagonal one way, diagonal the other way, it goes in. FIFA 13, you literally kick off and shoot. And most of the time, as long as you had a clinical finisher, it would just fly into the back of the net. FIFA 14, another variant of just running through the defence. The problem is, and I've explained it so many times, and I don't know how EA will be able to fix it, but I'll explain it to you guys in the best way I know how. When the game is in flow, when the game is playing and you have possession and you have a shot, then your opponent has possession and have a shot, the AIs, that each team's individual AI follow a specific set of rules that allows them to flow up and down. They follow their player instructions, etc., etc. When the game kicks off, the squad is set up in such a way that they're not prepared for you as the ball carrier to immediately go into the natural flow of the game. Because normally what happens in kickoffs, and I feel like this is how it's programmed, is the ball would get passed back to the midfield, maybe back to the right back, a little bit of possession play from the team that kicked off, and then the two teams kind of merge back into the full flowing game. And I think that's what EA would expect. That's what you get in offline, that's what you get in real life. But what happens is in FIFA, someone kicks off and runs at the defence. And that doesn't happen in real life. You never ever see someone kick off and then just run at the defence. As I say, sometimes you do, like very, very rarely, but usually the ball will go out wide or go backwards. So the AI, the defensive AI, isn't prepared for the attacking AI to be in full flow. So it's in a stagnant kind of setup. The back line stays dead still. They stay in a back line. They don't really deviate from the line that they're on. The midfield stays very static and in a flat line. And that causes it to be very easy to get in behind the midfield and in front of the defence. And at this point, you're at a disadvantage defensively, because if you control your AI defender you pull him out of position, you've just left the gap to go and score in. If you don't control your AI defender and you don't press a ball carrier, he's liable for a long shot, and we all know like long shots are quite overpowered this game. So as I tried to explain it last year, and I didn't really do a great job of explaining it, but the biggest issue isn't the fact that EA want people to score or concede goals from kickoff. It's just that the defensive AI isn't prepared for the fluidity of the offensive AI. And until EA can figure that out, there's always going to be an issue with kickoff goals. In terms of the patch, I, quite like you, don't really find too much different. I enjoy this game still a lot, thoroughly. I love it. I hate the fact that I'm not great at defending specific scenarios, but I do love this game. I think this is, for me, one of the better iterations of FIFA that we've ever had. I don't know why people got this idea that the game pre-patch was perfect, because it was ridiculous in terms of long shots, specifically finesse shots from acute angles. The goalkeepers would do this thing. Imagine the goal, is the width of the screen and the goalkeeper's here. If the ball comes up here, the goalkeeper wouldn't dive like this. He'd dive like this. He would just literally just dive up and down. So any finesse shot within a few feet of the goalkeeper would always go in. Now that they've fixed that, they've given the goalkeeper better reactions and toned down long shots and finesse shots, people have lost their mind and they're calling this the worst game ever. I don't get it. With the inclusion of the arrow, I think it increases the skill gap. We talked about this before, As an offensive player, it gives you more options knowing who your opponent is controlling. As a defensive player, it makes it more difficult. So, although they've toned down one thing for scoring goals, they've given a different way to score goals. You know what I mean? So, yeah, sure, long shots are toned down, goalkeepers are a bit better, but you can now easily manipulate defences because you can see who your opponent is controlling. I still think there are some issues with this game. My biggest concerns with this game aren't anything to do with what was wrong before or after the patch in people's opinions. My biggest issues in this game is two things. My biggest issue is that player switching isn't very coherent. You can try so hard to switch to a player using the analog stick, which is like manual direction for switching, and it still won't hit the player that you're switching. But also on that note is that when you switch player, they're super, super slow to respond to your interactions. So if I can see a player running down my right wing and I've got my left centre back and I want to switch to my left back, I'll switch to him. By the time I press sprint and the direction that I want to run in towards a player is, he's taken a couple of casual steps. And now I'm like, if you consider like the player bombing down the wing, I'm now running at the wrong angle because he's taken a couple of casual steps instead of running at the right angle if he had immediately started to sprint when I selected him. So that's one big issue for me. The player switching and the responsiveness of the players after switching to them, I think is just bad. It's just not very coherent. The other issue I have with this game is the responsiveness of defenders when the ball is in a very, very, very gatherable position. You know, there are so many occasions where a through ball gets played through and the AI defender is running back and the ball goes, you know, it brushes his laces and he makes no attempt to just pop his foot and walk away. I get that we don't want the AI to do all the work for us now. You know, FIFA 17 was such a pain because the AI did everything for everyone. But as I explained before, EA have gone from one end of the spectrum of the AI doing everything to another where the AI does nothing, and they need to find that balance where the very, very, very obvious, hey, look, the ball's on your fucking feet, excuse my French, on your feet, you can pick it up. They need to gather that ball in. So I don't like the unresponsiveness of the AI in certain instances. Other than those two issues, I don't find a problem with this game. I know that it's my personal ability that causes me to concede goals. It's my lack of defensive prowess that causes me to concede goals. And it's my inability to understand and learn the true game mechanics that's costing me certain wins. And there was another comment coming through that says, from What Do You Mean, says, you rush forward far too much. Every pass went forward. You gave it to Defoe when he had no one near him multiple times. Patience would make you a far better player. And he's absolutely right. I have this issue that says I need to score. I need to score. I need to score. To win, you got to score. To score, you got to go forwards. I'm going to go forwards. When the pressure's on, when I'm against a solid opponent, my ability to play competent FIFA goes out the window and I start rushing my play. And I know it's my biggest issue. I sit in obviously the Discord call with all the guys whilst we play FUT Champs, and so many times I'm sitting there saying, why am I rushing it again? Why am I rushing it again? And I constantly rush the play, and it's not a good look. And much like what Do You Mean says is, if I just spent a couple of times, you know, in that game where I won 3-2 in yesterday's episode, if I spent a few of those attacks I had, turning around, playing 1-2s, triangles with the defence and the midfield, I would have created far more opportunities. I might have won by a bigger margin. So I'm by no means great at this game, but I'm having a good run of it. I think that was the second, or maybe even, yeah, that was the second game we lost. Both games we lost by 1 goal in games that were very, very narrow losses. And that for me is a positive thing, because the fact that I've got the team that I've got, which isn't a bad team, let's not get it twisted. You know, I've obviously got the Bundesliga team and the Premier League team. They're not bad teams, but the fact that I'm narrowly losing means that I am a couple of additions to the squad away from not narrowly losing those games. So with that being said, I'm very, very happy with how I'm performing so far. The next comment was from Somerset. He says, if you take control of Bakayoko at the near post, remember in yesterday's video I conceded that corner at the near post and Bakayoko was just stood dead still. He says, if you take control of Bakayoko on the near post and then move him closer to your own goal, you have a large chance of clearing the ball. Since you're under control of Bakayoko on the near post, I always control the person on the near post on corners against me. I haven't conceded a goal from the near post all year. Try it out, works for me. PS, keep up the good work and content. Thank you for the kind words. I appreciate what you're trying to say. It comes back down to, in my opinion, that whole player switching thing again. Once a corner taker is available to take the corner, he can whip that in straight away. If you're not controlling the player at the near post and you right thumbstick twice to try and get that near guy, but it sends you up to the top of the box and then you right thumbstick again, the corner's already in, the goal's already there, and you haven't even had time to adjust to get the player that you want to be able to mark the space. Obviously, if they don't take the corner immediately, you get a few extra seconds to collect yourself, get the player you want and position him where you want. But there's so many occasions where you just can't select the player that you want to select. And that again goes back to my issue with player switching. I think player switching is horrendous in this game. So we get ourselves 8 wins there, guys. We are 8-2 after 10 games. And I tell you what, that was amazing. I was very, very happy with 8-2 after 10 games. I did not expect that. I came up against some really, really good teams. I came up against some really average teams, quite like mine as well, but I didn't expect that. And we go into the next game here, and this was a tough game. And there's no excuses to lose, you know, but if you look at the pitch right here, look at the bright area of the pitch, I can't really see. When you're looking at it as a viewer right now, you can see the players quite easily because you've got time to focus. But when you're playing the game and your eyes are following the ball or the ball carrier and you're trying to concentrate on certain aspects, the yellow, the brightness of the pitch and the brightness of his yellow shirts blend in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your peripheral vision doesn't really see much. And he scored a couple of goals because I legitimately didn't see his players. until it was too late. I did see them, but I was like, oh, okay, this is cool. I got this covered. Oh no, there's Zlatan at the top of the box. Too late to go and mark him down. So I end up going 2-0 down in this game. He played well. This is where the interesting thing is. I deserved to lose this game. He outplayed me. I believe he outpossessed me. He outpassed me. His plays were good. You know, his intricate passing style was very, very nice. His finishing was clean with Zlatan from Cam's spot there. You know, he was a good player, and I thoroughly deserved to lose. It was just, it was tricky. It was more difficult for me than it should have been because of the brightness of the pitch. That was a really nice goal from Zlatan as well. Next comment is from Die Hard Gaming Clips. He says, "Hey Nep, I was kind of disappointed that they didn't show the upgrade in stats when you applied a chemistry style. I was wondering about your thoughts. Keep up the good work." Yeah, I agree with you. It would be nice to see the update, and then based on where they are for chemistry and such, if it applied, you know, because a guy on 10 chem with a hunter will not get as much of a boost as a guy on 7 chem with hunter. But I tweeted about it. I tweeted to EA saying it'd be awesome if we could, you know, see the upgrade in stats. And Rob Hodgson, obviously part of the FIFA team, liked the tweet. So maybe it's something they're working on. Maybe it's not as simple as we think it is. You know, maybe there's some issues somewhere that create just a more difficult programming session. I don't know. But yeah, I agree with you, dude. Like, I thought once they added the attribute stuff in, there would be less need for sites like FUThead and FUTWiz, because I don't have to go to them to have a look at the in-game stats or the, you know, the boost after chemistry styles and stuff. But it turns out I'm still in a situation where we do need to go there, because, okay, I can get the player and look at his in-games, but if I want to see the chem boost, I have to go to FUThead, then apply the chem boost and go from there. So it's a little bit frustrating. Soccer Fan says, Net, will you ever start using squad fitness cards, or will you always use the second team? I will start using fitness cards. In this weekend league, I'll undoubtedly start using fitness cards as well. I won't use squad fitness cards. I'll always sell my squad fitness cards. But because of bronze pack method, I get so many individual fitness cards that eventually I will go to either one team that I just use all the time, or a couple of teams where I favour one. So I'll maybe play a couple of games with that using fitness cards, and play a game with a different goal, a game with a different team. But in terms of consumables this year, they're hard, man. Like, you know, I've opened a lot of bronze packs already, and I'm running out of contracts. And the reason why I'm running out of contracts is because I'm playing so many games. We're already well in excess of 150 or so games on this account, and that's crazy. You know, because of squad battles, we're playing so much more FIFA, and it's all that's going to happen is it's going to be even more reliant on bronze pack method for contracts, fitness cards, and healing cards. Otherwise, I am going to really, really, really struggle. The final comment that we've got, guys, is from FIFA Ninja. It's a bit of a long one. He says, Nepo, this isn't really a question, just a comment. Not going to lie, I was butthurt because you already had 170,000 on your road to glory and I only had 20,000 coins. So after watching your video, I went ahead and did 2 SBCs on my PS4, opened both packs and got back-to-back Anthony Martials and a Dembele in there as well, the Spurs version. I was going absolutely mental. I was shaking, which you can understand for somebody who doesn't, you know, some of you guys will be like, oh my god, shaking at FIFA, but I get it. Packing something epic when you don't have much, it sends the adrenaline going through the body, man. The next morning I woke up, did another 2 SBCs, got Sommer in one and then Vidal in the other. That's when I lost my mind. So from 20k to 310k in one day, I'm so happy now. So basically with 4 packs, I've got 2 Martials, 1 Vidal, 1 Dembele, and 1 discard inform, which I didn't mention since it was just a bad one. My luck is on fire. And the reason why I picked this comment is because for those of you that haven't done the SBCs right now that give you good rewards, let me go into Footbin real quick. Do them now, literally now. Before Ones to Watch go out of packs, do them right now. They're cheap to do. So the most important ones, you've got Hybrid Nations, which gives you a rare mega pack for completing the set, which is a 55k pack, and gives you a premium gold players pack, a premium gold pack, a prime gold players pack, and a mega pack, right? So you get 35 and 45. What's that? That's 80, 90, 100, 110, and 55. You get 160,000 coins worth of packs from Hybrid Nations, and it costs about 25k to do. If you've even got 10, 12k to start doing one of them, do them now, because you could pack something amazing and really help boost your account. If you're thinking like, oh, wait, I'll leave these for now, I'll do them later. If you pack an Anthony Martial now, you could either use him, which is awesome, or you could sell him for 70,000 coins. You've sorted yourself out. You could build yourself a real nice team. If you do it in 3-4 weeks, you might pack an Anthony Martial, it might be worth 40k, and you've missed out on some good coinage. I recommend heavily for you guys to go ahead and do hybrid nations, hybrid leagues, League and Nation hybrids, League and Nation basics, let's get started, let's keep going, marquee matchups, home league heroes, all of them. Just get them done. They're mad cheap and they give you really good rewards. So that is the end, dudes, for the comments. We go up to 10 wins and 3 losses. I believe this one here made us 11 wins and 3 losses, which was obviously very nice indeed. This isn't the greatest team that I ever came up against, but we do win this game here. So 11 and 3 after our first 14 games, guys. I'm really happy with that. As I said at the start of the video and in yesterday's video, I don't know what I was expecting, which is why I set myself a 20 wins, 20 loss kind of ratio for Weekend League 1. But after my good start here, after getting to 11 and 3, I thought to myself, you know what, Gold 1 is where I would like to reside this Weekend League. You know, after such a positive start, being 11 and 3, I only need 14 more wins from 28 more games. 26 more games. That's just over a 1 win, 1 loss win ratio. I would have really enjoyed getting to Gold 1. So hopefully we can progress on in tomorrow's video and pick up a whole bunch more wins. Obviously, if you do follow me on social media, you'll get periodic updates. Obviously, if you don't follow me on social media, or if you don't see the tweet specifically, you'll have to wait for the videos to come before you see the where we finish and what we get. But I'm playing good FIFA, and you'll see as well, I've put Danny Welbeck back in the team. I enjoyed Jermaine Defoe. I found him to be very good. I'll tell you, the reason why I took him out wasn't because of his lack of pace. It was because of his lack of height. I really rely on tall, big players to win headers from goal kicks and to win headers from corners and crosses. And Jermaine Defoe just didn't cut the mustard. If Jermaine Defoe had 99 pace, I would have still taken him out for Danny Welbeck, because he just doesn't have the capabilities to win those headers. So we put Welbeck back in. He'd done a good job. This is the final game of today, guys. We end up getting a nice big win here. I think this is a 11-3, or is it 12-3? I can't remember. But Herrera plays that across there to Heung-min Son, and we end up winning 6-0. He pauses it there. I thought he was going to rage quit. He ended up not rage quitting, I guess, because it's so late in the game. We just thought, screw it, I'll wait it out. We get ourselves a nice, huge win. 4 goals for Heung-min Son there. A nice big 6-0 win. And that, as I say, that puts us to 11 and 3 or 12 and 3. I honestly can't remember. I dominated that game. I'm literally waiting here, guys, to see what it comes up to. Yeah, that's 12 and 3. So we've got 11 and 3 to get into Silver 3. Or Silver 2. So 12 and 3, guys, after our first 15 games. That's an insane return, in my opinion. I'm very happy with that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.